All right, welcome back. This is M-Dog. And in today's video, I wanted to take a look at a new carp fishing spot at Amber. Well, it's new to me at least. Some of you may have already fished here. I've been seeing people talk about it on VK, and I guess I should qualify that new to me as in I haven't fished here in the last probably year or so. I mean, I remember there have been other times in the history of Amber when fishing off this little piece of land that sticks out here has been a thing. Also fishing up here and certainly fishing down here. I remember there's been some times when like rares have been pretty accessible. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, down in this part of the map. But it's just nice. Honestly, I've seen some people talk about this spot on the VK site. It's just nice to have somewhere to go fish that's not 83-145 or whatever the heck it is over there across from Peg 1, right? Like every time I've fished at Amber in the last maybe like 2 months, it feels like it's been over there at that spot, and I really haven't done that well in that spot. Like, it's been okay, but if I'm being honest, like, I also haven't put the time in at that spot. Like, it looks like that's one of those like classic carp spots where you want to just fish there for hours, go with the ebb and flow, the ups and downs. And people have gotten some really nice like rare trophies for some of the rare carp species. Also just like regular trophies galore, super trophies. None of that has happened to me. It's fine, I haven't put in the time anyway. But before we talk more about this fishing spot and how I'm doing here, let's talk about the more important thing. We did get an update from RF4 from the development team. So this is the title of this is Message from the Game Director. This update was also on Steam. Dear RF4 players, during these difficult political times, we were reminded why we created Russian fishing and what it stands for. It symbolizes our shared passion for this hobby. Can you still see it? It symbolizes our shared passion for this wonderful hobby that brought us together as kids and continues to do so until this day. Our games are being developed by people from Russia and Ukraine for many years. We are colleagues and friends united by a shared vision. Let's just get away from the bell here for a second. This is way more important than catching carp, so let's deal with this here for a second. These friendships will not be harmed by political agendas. If anything, we will work even harder on strengthening them now. We are proud and thankful to share our vision with a global audience that transcends heritage. Man, this second paragraph is like, it looks like it's small, but it's packed with meaning, right? Russian fishing stands for international friendship and peace. Sincerely, your RF4 team. So I wanted to give that statement a little bit of attention, because in the past few days, when I have streamed RF4 or released a couple of videos, I have just felt a bit burdened, a bit disjointed, because I didn't know like what was going on behind the scenes. We didn't have any communication to like clarify any sort of positioning from the developers of this game. And also, if you look in game, like, I'm typing in chat right now. You can't see it because, reasons, but I'm typing in chat right now. Chat is not available. I'm going to messages and I say, thanks so much. And it says chat channel not found. So we've basically still got chat has been off for a while now, right? And so because we got chat turned off with minimal explanation, I mean, eventually we did get the post that said, hey, we've turned chat off because we're not going to tolerate any kind of hate speech, or I don't remember how it was worded, but like, that's fine. But to me, I wish that this could have come out the moment they decided to take chat down. That's my only complaint. Like, I really appreciate this message. This is what we needed. My take would be maybe we needed it a little more quickly. But it is, I'm sitting over here in America, and I am wanting to be really careful about passing any kind of judgment. I mean, what this statement communicates to me is that, hey, yeah, some of us live in Russia, but we also work with people that live in Ukraine. Imagine how hard the past few weeks have been for everyone involved. I can't even fathom it, so I don't want to pass judgment here. I just want to say I appreciate this message. I really my heart goes out to everyone in the Ukraine that's been affected by these last, few weeks of incidents, the violence, and I also feel for the people involved in the development of this team, which we all, of course, love and play, and yet it sounds like it's, obviously hit really close to home. The hard part for me was this is called Russian Fishing 4, right? And so not having that statement for this long and having chat turned off, that just feels a little off. With this statement, all of a sudden I think of it in a completely different way. So again, if this statement would have come out when chat was turned off and sort of that message of look, this is an extremely difficult time for many of the people or all of the people involved in developing this game. And we are just not going to tolerate some of the toxic conversations that have started as a result of this. In fact, we want to get ahead of it and just not allow it. That makes more sense in the context of that statement that we just read. At the end of the day, for me, is there a better way to handle it other than cutting chat off? Probably. But again, I don't want to judge. I'm not there. I'm not the one who's folks in Ukraine whose literal lives are being taken, cities being destroyed, whatever. So those are my thoughts on it. I want to just sort of respectfully say I appreciate the message that is found in that, and I think we can all be patient with the extremely difficult circumstances leading to decisions like turning off chat. Maybe it's not our preference or whatever, but we are also able to be patient and say, these men and women are in extremely difficult circumstances right now. So, okay, I just wanted to talk about that. I had talked about it before this statement came out. And so once this statement was released, I felt like it was only fair. And also I just felt compelled. I wanted to talk about it again. So there we go. All right, let's talk about this fishing spot. This is down here. C7 technically is where we're standing. We are at a 35-meter clip, just casting straight out here. One thing that we changed, I'm going to spicy salmon dip instead of the red krill dip that we've been using with this setup. First and third rod have this very exact same thing. The middle rod, instead of 18, does have 25 size pellets. And I'll show you the PVA I'm using. This is the same PVA. Honestly, I've been using this PVA in either 10 or 20 gram bags. I don't know, again, feels like for the last 2 months when I fished at Amber. So it's just got a lot of krill stuff, some crushed up boilies, nothing ingenious or out of the ordinary. But let's go ahead and get this cast back in there. And I can't believe I messed that bite up. I guess I grabbed it too soon. And let's go ahead and look at the PVA real quick in case you are interested. So that's the PVA we're using. Large 1 hooks, our typical carp combo, still using braided line. Someone in the last video I made mentioned hey, over here, you don't have to use braid, you can use mono. And I think that's totally true. But I think to be on the safe side, I use braid. If it's ever in doubt, I use braid. If it's in the pond, I don't. And maybe if I was on top of it, I might consider going mono, because you almost always have the fish going left, and if it does go right, you've got so much time to cut it off and switch directions. So you're right. I mean, that is an option. But I am using braided here. I think they're probably going to run. Again, I just don't want to take a chance. I haven't hit anything big here yet, so we haven't even had to worry about it. So what have we caught? It's been pretty active. I mean, we've been here about half an hour, just a little bit over. Notice during the daytime we are seeing some linear carp come in, which is always exciting. to mix up the variety, but mostly commons and mirrors. 17 mirror, 10 mirror, 9 common, 6 common, and then a couple of linears around 5 kilos. It's probably been the most exciting stuff. We'll hang out here for another couple minutes, see if we get another one, but I didn't really want to do a long video here. I'm just excited, like, if you're fishing the mess out of this spot and want to let it rest for a couple hours, here's a good spot you can come do. This does feel like a pretty good bite rate. If you want to go down to 18 size krill pellets, that will probably help have an even better bite rate. You know, you can lean into the bite rate. I'm not sure if this spot has the same percentage in terms of catching trophies or rare carp. I mean, that's still the best spot on amber may still be this one, obviously. But this does seem like a really active spot, and so a good place to come earn some silver and then just enjoy looking at some different scenery and letting your other spots rest. So that's the main thing to me. Again, 35 clip. Let's see if we can be patient here and get one more fish on. Last time I did a video over at 83, 145, as soon as I turned the video off, I caught another trophy. So I think I had caught one trophy on camera, and then another one hit. But that's just happens so often. Like, I get hit by the really nice fish as soon as I stop recording. But whatever. It's okay. But I am really thankful they released that statement. It just makes it a little bit... For some reason, when I was playing RF4 before that statement came out, I just always just had questions, you know, and just felt a little bit like, I don't know if I feel 100% okay just not knowing what's going on behind the scenes with even logging in and playing this game. So it just is refreshing to get that statement, and I do feel a lot better at this point. By the way, somebody had asked in the last video, or in one of my recent videos about, it might have been a Fisher Online video, but they were asking about RF4. They were leveling, they had been doing bream spots, a little trolling on Corey, and had saved up enough to get their first caliber HSV and Fortuna carp rod, and were working on like trying to get a second and third setup. And yes, I do think once you have that setup, like, it's okay to start using that one setup, especially at Old Berg, because there's usually ways you can fish for carp on one line and then fish for other things on your other line. So yeah, I don't feel like, if you ever, you know, get to a point where like fishing for bream or trolling Corey or whatever, it's just, you're getting tired of that. I mean, mix it up. It's more important to have fun. You're going to make better progress even as long as you're doing what's fun. Then if you start getting burned out because you're doing the same things over and over again. But ultimately, I do think it's a great idea to continue to save and try to get 3 like starter carp setups, you know, going, so that when you feel like it, you can go to Bear or Old Berg or even Amber once you get here and hit these carp spots. All right, so that's a good sign. I just didn't know. You know, looking at the couple of posts on VK that I've seen, I hadn't necessarily seen as high a percentage of rare carp over here, for at least what people were reporting. But there hadn't been that many posts over here either, so I just wasn't sure what to expect. But we did get a ghost carp, so that's great. That makes this spot even better if we're occasionally getting rares. When I first cast stuff in, which would have been like the night before this day, it was a really good bite rate towards the end of the afternoon, evening time. Of course, overnight slowed down pretty hard. So like this 16 to 24 gap would have been overnight. But now that it's morning, daytime again, we're getting a good bite rate. So seems pretty good. And that's a good fish to end on in terms of seeing a rare carp. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I think this spot's going to be really good, though. It is interesting that fish did come on the bigger krill pellets, the 25 pellets, but it's too bad it wasn't like 10 kilos heavier, right? I mean, that still wouldn't be trophy, but it'd be in a heck of a lot more silver and XP. Still, this is good. Anything up around this size and it's a rare carp, that's going to pay out well, and it was some good XP. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. Let me know how your carp fishing's going here at Amber if that's what you're doing. or yeah, just how fishing's going in general. I really appreciate the continued support. And I for one think that, sorry about that. I for one think that communication is important. So if you have thoughts, let me know in chat. But I really think this is a time for just patience and showing everybody some grace with just how difficult everything is right now. Okay, I guess we'll see what fish this is, and then I will finish this video. Maybe we'll see 2 more fish. It's always hard to turn a video off when there's actually a fish on the line, right? It's like, oh, we got to at least see what it is. Plenty of mirrors here. Mirrors and commons. But it's also nice seeing that ghost carp and also seeing some linears mixed in. Just for variety's sake. It's another mirror, I think. I can't tell. Yeah, all right. Okay, hey, tight lines, everybody. See you next time.